Hey everybody, it's Mike over here at Growtopia, and I have another great video for everybody today. It is January 4th, and yes, it's my birthday. I turned 35. And I went to work, I did a 12-hour shift, and then I came home to make a great video for everybody to watch as well. And also the stuff that I'm going to be planting. And for tonight, we are doing peppers. Now, peppers, you can actually get sweet peppers, you can get hot peppers, you can get peppers. But the peppers we're going to be growing today, or sowing today, not growing, but essentially they are going to be growing, is we are looking at California Wonder. We have IKO is how you pronounce it, even though I thought it was EKO or OKO. There is also California Wonder. There is orange California Wonder bell peppers. There's Marconi red sweet peppers. There's a new one to the list that I want to try, which I have no hopes that it will grow, but I'm curious about it. It's called Candy Cane Chocolate Cherry Pepper. It's like a multicolored pepper. Next one after that is a Serrano pepper. And the last one is going to be a fun one for all of us to watch, is me try to pronounce this one, which is a Anaheim pepper. Now, I'm doing only one tray. Now, the thing with peppers is you got to make sure that they have the certain temps, the certain lights, the certain requirements, and the certain location you're going to put them into. So if I jump back to the Bible and I look at my peppers love to be at temperatures of 80 to 90 degrees on the heat mat. They're very sensitive to cold. Transplant, nighttime, soil temp is above 60 degrees. Soil must be moist. They need at least 16 hours of grow lights. Germination is 7 to 21 days. After that, no growth, reseed, and repeat the steps. That is basically for my jalapenos and also for my bell peppers. They're a very slow growing plant. Now, one really cool thing is I still have my plants from last season that are currently in my closet where it's cold, there's no light, and they're still alive. They're in a dormant state, so I'm really curious on if they do survive from it or if they don't. So I'm not growing jalapenos this year. I'm growing Serrano and Anaheim peppers. That one's gonna get me for a while. It's a weird way. It's like Anaheim. There's an E and I and M. They just don't belong together after an H. It just blows my mind. Or even when I looked at the IKO peppers, I was like, how do you pronounce it? They're like IKO. I'm like, really? I thought it would be like Ikeo or some shit like that. But whatever, that's the easiest one to pronounce, so we're gonna get to planting. But unfortunately for this video, and if you guys do stick around, please like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. Comment below on what you have grown, if you have grown these peppers. If you haven't grown them, stick around for that. I try to make my videos short, but unfortunately this time around with the pods that I bought are smaller than the pods that I normally run, so these pods are smaller and more annoying, so it's going to take a little longer to break. I got to break them open because they're so small. They're not going to work perfect. I mean, I tried testing one out, and you'll see it. They're just flippy floppy in the tray, and I bought them because they're on sale at the time, and that was really stupid of me. So now I know that these pods, I'm going to have to take like 2 or 3 of them to break them apart and put them in a tray. And I just ordered another 2 boxes of the size that belong in these trays. So the ones that I bought were 30 millimeters, and the ones that I usually use are 50 millimeters. I didn't think there was going to be that much of a difference, but you're going to see it. There's a major difference, and they're tiny, and they're annoying, and they were pissing me off before. So let's get to planting. Alright, so first thing we're going to need is a tray. Grab this tray here. We're doing 15 plants. Like I said, we're going to be doing 2 golden wonders, 2 IKOs, 2 California wonders that are red. The golden ones is like an orangish yellow. The golden ones are more yellow. The Californias are red. The orange ones are orange. The sweet pepper maconis are red. They kind of look like a jalapeno. The cherry, who knows what that's going to come out looking like. The cherry chocolate candy cane thing. Serranos, they're going to be red, long and skinny. And the Anaheim are going to be long and green and skinny. I think I got that right the first time. But anyway, here's our trays. 15. I'm doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're only doing 2 of the hot peppers and more of the sweets this time around because the jalapenos are really hot, growing them from home. And I can't imagine how hot this Serrano is going to be because that's even hotter. So in case you guys were really wondering where the Scoville level is on the peppers, for the Anaheim, we're looking at like 500 to like 1,000 Scovilles, which really isn't that bad. Then you get to the jalapenos, you're looking at like 2,000 to like 8,000 Scovilles, which is a major jump. And then the Serranos, we're looking at like somewhere around like 10,000 to 25,000 Scovilles. So I was freaking out with the jalapeno, the Serranos. That's going to be a whole other fun video when we go down that line. But hey, let's get to growing. Get into talking about every pepper that needs to come up. After that, let's just have some fun. It's a beautiful Saturday, right? January 4th, 2025, Zone 7A in Long Island, New York. Let's get the pepper. So, like I stated, my biggest current issue is that these are the 50 millimeters and these are the 30s. Major difference. Big pain in my butt that I'm about to have. And they're small in the tray. Like, you can see how the 50s sit in there, and then you got these little fuckers that really don't sit in there. So, these guys I'm going to have to break apart. I do got some 50s left, so I'm going to be grabbing my 50s first. And like I said, I ordered more. So, unfortunately, you guys have to suffer through that. If you stay through the rest of the video, I hope you do. Hope you learn, do not buy smaller ones if you're running these trays because they are not ideal at all. Because these are great because they're in a bag, they're easy to transport. These guys are just, they're like little turds. They're the turds of the soil world, right? I gotta break it apart, maybe. Two's not bad. I'm not going to get rid of them. I'm going to have to use them this way in a very fun way. I forgot to grab a drop tray. Fabulous. If I drop them on the ground, I'm going to be murdered by my cat in the middle of the night. Oh, crapola. There we go. Toss some seeds into another tray. It looks like 3 of them. 1. Anytime she finds soil on the ground, she has a coronary. Piss and moan all day long until somebody cleans it up. Of course, I don't clean it up. Why would I clean it up? The nursery. I forgot she doesn't like water. She doesn't like getting soil on her feet. In this shit all the time. And I was rip the bags of the ones that are great versus the sitting here playing with the bags of the ones that aren't great. Now you don't have to use peat bags. I like using peat bags just because the soil is perfect for almost any plant. I've learned that just from myself. I know a lot of people might say differently, but from my own experience, I've had great success from it. And the bags are biodegradable, which is great, so that means you can put them in your compost pile. So even if like there's a few bags here that just don't get all the soil out of them, it goes right into the compost pile, which then the compost goes back into the garden. So there is absolutely zero waste. So if I do save the bags or I don't save the bags, I kind of been on the fence with going either way. I might actually take them and then throw them in the compost pile instead of fighting with them like this, because this is going to be just idiotic. Monday is when the new bags are coming, which is great. So this is going to be just like, after a while. So I'm really looking at more or less of just kind of taking them, soaking them, ripping them apart, throwing them in the compost pile, and that's it. Don't buy the 30 millimeter bags for a 50 millimeter tray. Note to self and others, because then otherwise you're doing this. Now I was going to do it before the video, but I wanted to show you guys the major issue of buying the small ones over the big ones. Because it was cheaper. You know, the 50 millimeter bags, it's $30 for 200 of them. And you can go through a lot of them through a growing season, to a point. But when it comes to doing it this way, it's kind of just like, I'd rather pay $30. So I bought 2 boxes of them. That's all they had left in stock. So I bought 200 boxes. Jesus Christmas. I bought 400 of them. It came out to $60. I had a gift card in Amazon. Celebrated my birthday. They gave me a gift card, which is weird because I've been a member since like they started. So it's cool. I got them for $15 instead. Free money, right? Why not? Oh hell yeah! I made a mess. I'm gonna get mold in the middle of the night. Okay, so now that we got our mess over here, as I find a rag to wipe my hands down. I get to keep the door a little ajar, because if she finds the door closed, and she'll be on camera screaming at me. You were at work for 12 hours. Now you're making a mess. What the? Yeah. Alright. Love her to death. That's where she wants me to die. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, so let's get to planting. Now for peppers, I never fertilize at all. And for the rest of the plants that are currently growing on inside of Growtopia right now, they've only been growing for 3 days. I checked them every single day. I checked them again today, and I even laughed at myself. I'm like, you're getting too anal. You know, they need 7 to 14 days. And it's day like 3, and there's like no growth on them. Well, that's because it's freaking day 3. So let's start off with making our holes. Now, peppers like 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch depth. And like I said, they love 16 hours. They love 80 to 90 degree heat mats. So we're going to be setting the heat mats, basically kind of find like the in-between sweet spot, which is 85 or 86 degrees. I know 85 is more of half, but I kind of like play with it. And because it's only one tray, it's going to go on one stack by itself. Great cat fur. And it's going to be on a bottom shelf because it's a 16-hour plant tray. So I don't want it on top in case I want to put something above it, like brassicas for an example, or something else. Pardon me. So let's get to poking. What am I doing on my birthday? Oh, I'm just fucking some soil. Come on, I gotta be funny, right? Sort of. I know. We get reported again. He said the word fuck. My kids saw it. Well, your kids should not see this because I post this under kids are not allowed to see. You're a horrible parent. You're a horrible mother. God, if my ex ever sees this video. You'd be a horrible mother. Oh, man. Not all winners out there, boys and girls. Everybody in between. There's a lot of... Anyway. So the first one we are starting off with here is the California Wonder. This is what it looks like. Saturated lemon yellow pepper in a blocky, can't read, shaped with rounded edges. California Wonder has thick, sweet flesh, like most of us do. Quarter of an inch depth, 7 to 10 days germination, 120 to 130 days to harvest. Indoors, 8 weeks before planting out into warm weather, and use a seed heat mat or other method to maintain soil temperature between 80 and 90 degrees. Peppers, when they are green, for a mild taste, or golden for a sweeter taste. So cool. So the golden pepper, you could harvest it at 2 different stages. You could harvest it when it's green, or you could harvest it when it's golden. So it's good to know. And it's another company that uses way too much glue for the seed packet. I gotta get like a... So sad when you look inside. There's like nothing in there. Just wonder if they're gonna grow. Okay, California Wonder if you're gonna grow. Stick you over yonder. Make sure they're still in there. Okay. Next one we have here is really interesting. It's the IKO pepper. Now, what I find really interesting about this pepper is that actually, did you guys know that peppers are actually technically berries? New thought, right? Scary. Look it up. It's true. But with these guys, when they ripen through 4 different colors, which means that you can eat them through 4 different colors. Just like with the golden pepper, we can have it when it's green. We can have it when it's orange, yellow. God. We can have it when it's yellow. But with these guys, they go from purple to yellow to orange to red. And over time, they fade into a red color. But they have a sweet taste with a crispy texture. Now, I've never grown them before. This is all from the research I've done. So I'm definitely going to harvest them and probably the California Wonder through their stages, just to see exactly like their taste level. Now for these guys, the same thing. They are a high yielding ability. This is great. This is everything else. Same thing, 8 weeks, 80 to 90 degrees. When peppers are purple, for a mild taste, or wait until they ripen to red, orange, or golden color for a sweeter taste. So that tells you right there that it is worth trying it at every color. This is the IKO pepper. Bell pepper. Why do they call them bell peppers? Because, well, they kind of look like a bell. Pretty simple, right? I like to give like a nice tossing of like 3 to 4 or 5 seeds, because I don't care if there's a shit ton of pepper plants growing out of one pot. I just spread it out with everybody else. All right, move it on. Move it on. Next one we have on the list is California Wonder. These ones are peppers when they are green for a mild taste, or bright red for a sweeter taste. It's great with peppers. You know, peppers, you can eat them raw. And that's what I love about them. You can just pick them right off the vine. Pick them right off the vine, eat them raw. This glue is really getting to me. I smell it. That's the problem. Jesus. How much glue do you need? I'll start at the round below, because I got something reserved for this spot of fun ones. Alright, those are the California Wonders. Or red peppers. Next one we have is the orange California Wonder bell pepper. Peppers, when they are green for a mild taste, or wait until they ripen to red, orange, or golden color for sweeter taste. Now, of course, I still got my bell peppers that are in my closet, amongst other things. Which is really funny because for the longest time, as a lot of us have known or thought about, was that peppers are annual. And it says annual on the packet, but if you trim off the leaves and you cut them in a certain way, you stick them in a closet that's cold with no light, apparently they survive it, which is mind-boggling, which I can't wait for this growing season to see if my closeted peppers are still growing or have they changed species. Who knows? I mean, they've been in the closet for too long. You never know. They could turn into something else, like a weed. I mean, just putting it out there, right? You're taking patient plants, right? Patient plants are a beautiful flower, but they're a weed. But then if you like leave them around for too long, they just kind of go, and they go all over the place, and they turn into a weed that never flowers again. Or do they? Like mums, for an example. I keep bringing up mums again, and I'm going to be mumming it out this October. I'm going to get myself into that trouble. But I like getting in trouble. It's fun. I'm going to be collecting mums. I'm going to be selling it cheaper than everybody else is because I got it from somebody's garbage pail and I regrew it in my yard and I just distribute it out to everybody else and teach them how they regrow it themselves without wasting the money that they spend. I mean, shit. I used to spend so much money on mums, it's just as bad as everything else. Anyway, all the nurseries in my neighborhood are going to come knocking on my door. Worse than the cops in the fire department did. That's a whole different story. Anyway, for this sweet pepper Maconi. We had one of those this year, and it was freaking awesome. So, I can't wait to regrow another one. So, I got 2 of them on tap to grow. And obviously, some of these are going to go to my customer as well. Once I contact them again and ask them which peppers would they be interested in, because like I said, I'm growing 2 golden, 2 IKOs, 2 California Wonders that are red, and 2 orange pepper California Wonders as well. And we're growing these 2 as well. They got a smaller bed, so we can't put too much into it. So I'm going to figure out what they really want to get growing, and it's only 2 of them, so they don't want to have too much stuff growing, which is completely understandable. I'm in the same boat. So anyway, for these peppers, when peppers are green for a mild taste or bright red for a sweeter taste, pick regularly to encourage further fruit set and water with a high phosphorus solution when transplanted, which is something I forgot to read through, which is where the bone meal and the calcium powder, they get mixed together. I put them in my watering can, and I actually do that, or what I do is another thing that's really great and easy if you don't want to do the watering can, is you actually just sprinkle it on the surface, so the soil around every plant, you rough it in, and then they just, everything, even tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers. I learned a lot of that this year by playing around with homegrown fertilizer instead of spending big money, that's down below me, on other brands when you can actually just make it at home. Yes, it's a longer process. It might be more of a pain in the ass, but if you can save money and make it at home, why not? I mean, sooner or later, who knows where this world is going? Oh, this is a sad day. I forgot to order these. There's no more left. And I never took the seeds from the pepper. Well, this happens from time to time. But I will save the tags. I'm going to put them off to the side. And there are times from time to time where I did forget to reorder seeds. So I didn't harvest any seeds from that pepper. Or did I? Let me check my tray above. What do we got? Another plucker. You know, sometimes I really wonder about myself. Why did I not? Come here. I should have been a cowboy. Let's see. What do we got up here from this year's? Patience, lemons, pepper, red. I don't know what the heck that is. That's from the store. Pepper yellow. Sweet red. Something orange from the store. Green from the store. Sweet pepper. That might be that sweet pepper. I didn't write the variety on it. I got feed corn. That's gotta get processed as well. Into the processing side, which is on the other side of the area. Those have to be processed. Oh, it's a bit of a gamble. It does say sweet pepper because it is a sweet pepper. Let's go for it. Let's save ourselves from ourselves. And if it is a sweet pepper that I harvested, which was one, you can see the amount of seeds in there. So, let's do it. It is listed on here as a sweet pepper, so if it comes out the same shape as that sweet pepper, which I'm sorry if I didn't show you guys, it has that little wrinkly look to it, then it might be a Makoni red, which is kind of stupid that I didn't put that on here, but we're gonna run that gamble, and we're gonna just gonna run with it. Put the seed packets together. Screw it. Let's go. Let's be crazy. Let's be ridiculous. Okie dokie. Now for the last couple peppers. Now we know the Serrano pepper, which is a hot pepper at 10,000 to 25,000 Scovens. Apparently their packet opens really quickly. It's because the seeds are burning it off. I shit you not. Look at this thing clean off for the Serrano. Of course, earlier when I was looking at the seed packets, I kept calling it the Soprano pepper because it's just so good it might just kill you. At 10,000, 25,000 Scovens, it's similar to a jalapeno, only more heat. No kidding. They grow to approximately 2 inches long, 7 to 21 days, start 4 to 6 weeks before final frost. Now, of course, I'm starting these way too early for what they are. But the reason why is because with the nursery, I can control the growing of it. I can take the plant out of the pod or tray, it's a pile of soil, and put it into another tray, which is in front of me, and then keep them growing on. So, let's take our Serranos and stick them over there. Okay, now what you guys are seeing on the backside is not what's growing in here. I just figured it was pointless to cross them off after a while. It was a waste of ink. And for our last one is the Anaheim pepper. Need a drink. Which is, of course, is a mild pepper as well, with a 500 to 1,000 Scovin ratio, But they're really interesting because they got like a hot, rich flavor. Now, I've never had one before. This is from my research I did. They're also known as the New Mexico or California chilies. They're long and narrow. They can be either red or green. These ones appear to be on the packaging that they are green. Even though I'm only going to be growing one of them this year, depending on how many come out of this tray. It might be one, it might be two, it might be three. But I am a little curious about them. Let's see. On the back of the packet is a lot of cool information. So let's go down to what's on the back of the packet. Smooth peppers are 7.5 long and 2 inches wide on 30-inch tall plants. Foliage covered for the fruit. TMZ resistant, don't know what that is. The name because of a farmer, Emilio Ortega, bought the seeds to Anaheim, California in the 1920s. Ah, that's where the name of it came from. Very cool. Developed in New Mexico by Dr. Fabian Garcia more than 100 years ago. In 1913, he was seeking to breed a chili pepper that was bigger, fleshier, and milder. His chili breeding work developed the New Mexico number 9, the first Mexican variety with a dependable pod size and heat level. The chili would become the granddaddy of the future New Mexico pod types. I got the granddaddy pepper. Pretty cool. I love information when I actually give it. So that's actually from Pepper's World. So that is pretty dope. And we got the last 3 over here on the side, as you guys can see. And that is for a wild one that I grabbed during Christmas time because I was buying pepper seeds, getting prepared for the inevitable. And I grabbed these ones because, well, I thought, why not? And I thought it was a kind of funny thing to buy. And these are the candy canes. These are candy cane chocolate cherry peppers.